Do you guys know what kind of plants we're going to talk about today? Dandelions, you're right. Good job. Dandelions. So while some people may think of dandelions as unwanted weeds, these little plants are actually full of a lot of surprises and benefits. So we're going to get to know them a lot better today. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to pick some, and we're even going to eat some. So stay tuned. You ready? So have you guys ever heard someone call a plant a weed? Yeah. Let's think about why some people might call dandelions weeds. What do you think? Raise your hand if you have an answer. They spread. That's a really good answer. You're right. Good. Answer two. One more. They're hard to get rid of. Good. So there actually is a reason that they're hard to get rid of. They're really helping the soil in loosening the soil. The roots go really far deep and they loosen all the soil. Our soil here in Utah is really compact. It's like clay. Did you know that? Do you have a question? I know how dandelions spread. Really? How? That's a really good answer. So let's do a little exercise to start because you brought that up. Can you guys grab one that has gone to seed? Can you grab a dandelion that has gone to seed that has just white fluff on it and it's not yellow anymore? Can everyone grab one of those? Can you grab one? And once you have one, come back and sit down. Can you find one like this that has some seeds on it? Yeah. Do you have your dandelion that went to seed? Good. Okay, so some people do this. They make a little wish and then they blow all the seeds out. Can you do that? Look at them all fly away. Wow. Each of those tiny little seeds can replant themselves next year. Isn't that crazy? So that is what she was talking about, that they replant and they're hard to get rid of, but it's actually a really good thing. So each of those tiny little flakes is a new dandelion. Isn't that insane? That's pretty cool. Can you blow out all your little seeds? It's pretty hard sometimes. Nice. So that was a good question right there. So some people thank you for all of your answers there. Can you guys hear me again? Okay. Some people call them weeds because they grow super quickly and can show up in places you might not expect, like cracks in the sidewalk or right in the middle of your garden. Now, why do you think a plant that can grow almost anywhere might actually be pretty cool? What do you think? Good job. You did it. It's really resilient, right? And it's coming up for a reason. It's to loosen the soil. And guess what? It actually provides vitamins and minerals to the soil for other plants to grow. Isn't that really cool? So that's why some people think they're weeds, okay? Let's talk about the health benefits of dandelions. Did you guys know dandelions are actually really healthy for us? Yeah? Who knew that? Raise your hand. You all knew that. You're so smart. Oh my gosh. Not only are dandelions great for the earth, but they're also super good for us. So there are three main parts to a dandelion. Does anyone know what those three parts are? Can you raise your hand? Over there. What do you think the three parts are? You can choose one. What's one part of the dandelion that you see? Leaves? Good. A what? Seeds? Good. That's actually a fourth. Good job. Yay. What's one? Yay. Mommy. I know, the doggy. The flower. Good. Perfect. What's one? The leaves. Good. The leaves and the flowers. And what's the third one I'm looking for? The stems. That's another one. What loosens up the soil that you were mentioning? The roots, right? Can you guys all sit down? Hi, doggy. The roots. So the flower, the leaves, and the roots, they're all actually edible. All right, so we're going to talk about the flowers first. There's a lot of vitamins and antioxidants in flowers. Did you know that? Can anyone guess what types? of vitamins there are in flowers, in the flowers? I'll give you a guess. The yellow, come here, come here, come here, come here. Let's move out of the way. Okay, so I'll give you a guess. There's the flowers. What color are they? Yellow. Yellow signifies certain vitamins and minerals. Do you know what those are? Do you have any guesses? Dandelions, good. The dandelions are yellow. So the yellow flower signifies vitamin A, which is good for your vision, your skin health, and your immune function. Okay? Vitamin C, which is essential for the growth and repair of all your body tissues, and it helps heal cuts and wounds and can boost your immune function. So we're actually going to make a dandelion salve with your parents when you get home, and it will help heal any cuts and wounds because of some of these vitamins in it. Another part is bioflavonoids. Have you ever heard that word? Bioflavonoids. So those can help fight free radicals and then can improve the health of our skin and the strength of our blood vessels. The last one I'm going to talk about is lutein, another antioxidant. It's super important for eye health, particularly in protecting the retina and reducing the risk of macular degeneration. Isn't that crazy? Just in the yellow flower. That's pretty cool. So people can use them in salads, make them into syrups, or even bake them into goodies. By trying different parts of the flower, we're not just having fun, but we're also exploring new flavors that people have enjoyed for a really long time. Yeah, hi doggy. So do you guys want to try and taste a flower right now? Yeah? Okay. I want you all to line up. Hopefully I have enough. Maybe we can pick some, but they might be a little dirty. These are all washed, and I picked them before we came. So I want you to pick out a flower. So we opened it back up. First, we're going to try the petals. Can you take some of the petals? Don't worry, they're all washed and pesticide-free, mamas. So try a little petal. What does that taste like? Like what? What do you think it tastes like? Mint? A little bit? That's like your favorite plant, so I bet everything tastes like mint. You can just throw out, there's no wrong answers. What do you think? Because everyone's different. Okay, if you're really adventurous, you're going to take a whole bite of the flower. Are you adventurous? Can you try it? What do you think? A little bitter, a little sweet, all together, a little earthy. Yeah? Good job, guys. You're so adventurous. So like I said, dandelion flowers are full of really healthy stuff for our bodies, like vitamins and antioxidants. Okay, so that was all about the flowers. Now we're going to go on to the second part of a dandelion. What was that second part that's really green and it grows outwards? Leaves. The leaves. They're super nutritious. Some people even make salads with dandelion leaves. Have you ever made a salad with dandelion leaves? You pick them and you add them to a salad. They taste a little bitter if they're big, but they taste a lot more sweet if they're the small leaves. Is that interesting? So they're full of vitamins A, C, and K, plus minerals like iron and potassium. They're really good for keeping your bones strong. Can you guys all flex for me? Where are your bones at? And your muscles? There you go. They're really good for keeping your bones strong and your body energized so that you can go throughout the day. Isn't that cool? We are going to try a leaf now. Are you ready? So everyone hop up and grab a leaf now. You can grab one. What does your leaf look like? What does it look like? It kind of, so think about the word dandelion. Is there an animal in that word? What's the animal? Lion. Sometimes when I look at the leaf, it looks like a lion's teeth. That's a good way of remembering it, because we're going to talk about how there are different lookalikes of dandelions and how you can spot the dandelion, the true dandelion, okay? So it looks a little jagged like a lion's tooth, okay? It shouldn't be hairy. It shouldn't be really hairy. It's kind of smooth. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay, we're going to take a bite. Are you ready? What does yours taste like? A little bitter. Tastes weird. Good. So sometimes people massage that into a salad and add dressing and yummy stuff, and it tastes a little bit better, okay? But it's really good for you. So you can mix it with other leaves. It's just like lettuce and spinach and kale, but it's another leaf. Isn't that cool? All right. Now we're going to talk about the last part. What's the last part that I was actually mentioning? The roots. Good. So one of the coolest things about dandelion roots is that we can use them to make tea. People have been doing this for hundreds of years. They dig up the roots, they wash them really well, they chop them up and dry them. And once they're dry, they can brew them into tea. You see it?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, pretty cool.
You want to pass it around? You can totally pass it around. We're not going to eat the root, but you could, but it just doesn't taste very good. All right. Those are the 3 parts of a dandelion. The dandelion root, a little bit more about the root. It cleanses the blood. It supports liver health. And it's a gentle detox for your body. Isn't that cool? All right, guys, sit back down. We have a little bit more. We're going to do some identifying now before we go pick some dandelions, okay? We're going to pick some dandelions, but first we're going to find them. So there's some lookalikes. This is hawkbit. Can you guys maybe see a little difference between hawkbit and dandelion? Is it pretty hard? Can you see a difference? I'll tell you the difference. I just want to see if anyone can spot it.
Leaves are different.
The leaves are different? Why? How?
Because some are straight.
Good. They're a little bit more narrow. Good. Good observations, guys. That's hawkbit.
They have different roots.
Yeah, good. So I'm going to tell you a little difference. So one person mentioned that the leaves are longer and narrower. Okay, can you see that? They're more like a little blade of grass. And they're not really like the leaves we just had, right? Good. They're also a little paler of a yellow, okay? Slightly. And you can look really closely at them and compare them to a dandelion. Is it different? Good. We're going to talk about how we can find dandelions more too.
Would it be bad if you mix that up?
No, these are all safe to ingest, but they're not as beneficial. Yeah. Good question.
Oh yeah, do they dry out and like a dandelion in the seeds?
I believe so. Some of them have different types of seed patterns. You could identify it when it goes to seed, but it's a lot easier to identify it when it's still in flower. But that's a good question. You guys are still eating these? These are, of course, my children. All right, this is a false dandelion. Can you guys pick out what's different about a false dandelion? Oops. Grab that for me. Thank you. Can you see anything different?
Blurry.
It's blurry. That's the picture. That's a good observation.
Fluffier.
It's fluffier, like hairy. Good. You're really good at spotting those differences.
It's bigger.
Bigger? Might be. Good. Oh, it's longer. The flower is up higher. That's really good. That's a good observation.
The roots wind up.
Yeah, good. Perfect. Good job, guys. You guys are so smart. Okay, so this one has hairy leaves, and the stem is a lot longer, and it's going to be a lot higher than a dandelion. You see how dandelions are into the ground a little bit more? The stems come out, and the leaves are hairy. That's how you can find that it's different, okay? One more look-alike. This is cat's ear. Can you guys find a difference in cat's ear? Can you find a difference? Can you spot it?
Fun. Yeah, it's wider and there's jagged edges.
Good. Good job, you guys. Okay.
It's kind of pointy.
Good. You guys are really good scouts. Go ahead and sit for me, okay? So if you look at the leaves, it kind of looks like a little cat's ear more, right? And not like a lion's tooth. So that's how you can think of the name cat's ear. It's from the leaves. And then you guys were mentioning these. They're a little smaller and they grow in shorter stems. Okay? Good job, guys. And you've noticed a little difference in the color too. You guys are really good scouts. You're really good foragers. Okay, so how do we know for sure that it's a dandelion? This is a dandelion. How do we know for sure? I'm going to tell you. It will only appear by itself on an unbranched stem. So sometimes if there's a stem, it'll go outwards and there'll be two flowers. That's not a dandelion. It'll only appear by itself, okay? It has a hollow stem with some sap called latex. So if you pick a dandelion, you'll notice that the stem is hollow and then there's a little latex that comes out. Okay, a little sap. That's latex in this plant. Is that interesting?
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's totally edible, totally fine, except for those with allergies to latex. But you'll find this hole in the stem. That's a really good way to identify a dandelion too. Okay? And the leaves are smooth and not hairy, and they look like a lion's tooth. Does that make sense? All right. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions. Actually, last thing, we're going to try this little salve. You guys are going to take home a salve kit, and you're going to make it with your parents. But first, I want you to come test it out, okay? You can come try my salve that I made at home. So you're going to dip your finger just a little bit in and bring out a tiny bit and rub it between your hands like that. Isn't that really cool? I'm going to ask you guys some questions now to see if you're paying attention. Are you ready? Okay. Why do you think dandelions are helpful to other plants? Raise your hand if you have an answer. Because why? They loosen up the soil. Good job. And they provide vitamins and minerals to the soil. Really cool. What vitamin do dandelion flowers have a lot of? I mentioned 4 different ones. A and C. Good. Great job. You're really paying attention. What can we do with dandelion flowers besides looking at them? Because they're pretty. Eat them. And we can make skincare with them. Isn't that cool? So you guys are going to do that at home too. Yes, RJ? You can make jelly with them. Some people make dandelion honey. Yeah. All right. So should we go on a dandelion treasure hunt in the garden? Guys, go ahead and gather up some dandelions and be a little forager, okay?
Make like the itch go away or healing or
She was mentioning mosquito bites, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it definitely helps with itchiness. It helps with the dry skin and irritation. It can soothe inflammation. So really good for that. Full, you can keep these. Do you want to gather them up and keep them and take them home? Yeah.
One of the moms was like, "You're gonna eat dandelions," and we were in a